Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli wa nusallim ala nabil kareem wa ba'd. Honorable brothers and elders and sisters, I would like to speak about an individual, a scholar who recently, last Monday, on the 14th of August, passed away in Bangladesh. His name is Allama Delwar Hossain Sayeedi, rahimahullah ta'ala. The West doesn't know much about him, and those who don't speak Bangla language, they don't know about him. And especially those who grew up, in this country, they don't know much about him. But this scholar was very important to the Muslims community in Bangladesh specifically, and those Bangladeshis around the world. So I would like to say a little bit about the Sheikh. First of all, the Maulana Delwar Hossain Sayeedi was born in a very religious family. This is a very important point to understand. He was born in a family that knew what's halal and what's haram. He was born in a family they knew what's haqq and what's batil. He was born in a family they knew what will bring the pleasure of Allah and what will bring the wrath of Allah. His father was a scholar, a religious scholar, a practicing scholar. So Sheikh was born in a practicing family that they always followed the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they respected the law of Allah azza wa jal. His father, Yusuf Sayeedi, has a madrasa in the district of Pirojpur in Bangladesh, and the Sheikh, he done all his elementary studies there in that madrasa. So he studied there. He studied there, and mashallah, he was one of the top students in that madrasa, not because his father was the principal, because he was a good student. And then he went to a very knowledgeable place, a very well recognized place in Khulna. In Khulna there is a madrasa called Madrasa Aliyah. So he went there and he graduated as a scholar. And then he studied, after finishing all the Islamic studies, graduating as a scholar, he has interest in politics. So he studied politics and he studied psychology, and he graduated from the university as well. But from 1967, these are the days to remember, from 1967 till he passed away on the 14th of August, last Monday, or 2023, the Shaykh was a da'i ila Allah. And I want everyone to understand this word. Da'i ila Allah is not someone who just lecture, someone who believes in Quran and Sunnah and lived a life with whatever he can, by following the Quran and Sunnah. And he preached Quran and Sunnah all his life. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed the Shaykh with such a melodious voice. I know many of you brothers don't understand Bengali language, but I would advise you that write his name later on YouTube and just listen to the first 4 minutes only, because that's all in Arabic. In the first 4 minutes of his khutbah, he would captivate the mind of his audience. What he does in the khutbah is khutbatul haja. He recites the sunnah khutbah, and he recites in such a beautiful, melodious voice. Allah has blessed him in such a way that everybody is listening to him. And then when he says, Amma ba'du fa'a'udhu billah, the 100,000 crowd would join with him, and they would recite A'udhu billah and Bismillah. And he was such an amazing person, subhanallah. The choice of vocabulary is very important for a da'i. Someone who gives da'wah, they need to get the words right. Otherwise, people don't want to listen to you. The vocabulary, the choice of words, the sentences, is to say in such a beautiful way that everybody in the audience would straight away understand. And they could ruminate upon it, and they could relate straight away. And you know why he became so popular in Bangladesh? That other cities are calling him. So he had lectures in Dhaka, in Rajshahi, in Khulna, in Chattogram, in Sylhet, in Kumilla, and everywhere. And what was his program? This is a very interesting point here. His program was all about Quran and tafsir. So in his lectures, all Quran and all Quranic verses and tafsir, and tackling some of the problems he sees in the Bangladeshi community and society in Bangladesh. That's what he was doing. And I want you to know that those tafsir programs that he used to have in those cities that I mentioned, the main cities, do you know the audience number is? We are not talking about hundreds, they are in thousands, as far as the eye could see. It's like 2-3 kilometers long. This is the audience that the Sheikh used to have. And do you know how long this program lasted for the Sheikh, and how it's not 1 month or 2 months? Some of this tafsir program lasted anything from 20 to 38 years. Imagine how many students that he created. Imagine the legacy left behind. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because of his love of his Quran, because of his love of the Quran, Allah accepted him so much that from 1976 till he was arrested in 2010, every single year he went for Hajj. This is an acceptance from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He was teaching people the ritual of Hajj in the Bengali language, because he used to have a large people used to go with him, teach them how to do the Hajj in Sunnah manner. From 1976 till he was arrested in 2010, he didn't miss his Hajj. And because when you love the Quran so much, Allah will invite you to the land of revelation. That's what Allah does, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And not only that, from 1990 till his arrest in 2010, he never missed a Ramadan in Makkah and Medina. So Ramadan in Makkah and Medina, a Hajj every year. This is because the Shaykh decided that he's going to teach and preach the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's why, because of his tafsir program, the one in Silhet lasted for 32 years, the one in Kumilla for 38 years. These numbers are amazing. Teaching Quran, some people could teach Quran for only 5 years and 6 years. The Shaykh done it for such a long time with all his commitments. The Bangladeshi ulama called him Shaykh al-Tafsir. Shaykh al-Tafsir, because he knew. By the way, some of the lecturers, they only have few verses. The Shaykh would quote any verses from anywhere in the Quran. And everybody knows, most of the lectures are on YouTube, in cassettes and in video, in audio. You listen to it, and if you know Bangla language, then you will realize what he's doing. Reciting different verses of the Quran. Subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him such acceptance that people, so many sinners in Bangladesh, they have repented. And they have they made their life better as well. And then, not only that, then he started going around the world as well. He came to England many times. He went to all the European countries. He went to America and Canada, all these places, and he lectures as well. And and after that, the Sheikh also, in addition to the lecturing, he has written books as well. He has written more than 70 books. I was reading about his biography. Someone says 76, someone says 75. Let's just say he's written over 70 books as well. And all his topics, if you look at it, is all about akhirah, preparing for the hereafter, how to meet Allah, prepare for Jannah, those kind of things like that. Books are not, in his lecture and his speech and also in writing, he kept politics away. But politics was part of his life, and that was basically got him into a little trouble as well. But someone who has done 83 years of khidmah in Bangladesh and also around the world. Sadly, he passed away, as I said to you, last Monday, the 14th of August 2023, in captivity. We should pray for his forgiveness, and we should pray for the Shaykh as well, and we should make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him Jannatul Firdaus, because he is someone, as I said to you, he truly loved Islam, and he really wanted, especially the Bangladeshi community, to love Quran and to love Sunnah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept the Shaykh, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him Jannatul Firdaus. Ameen. Jazakumullah khairan.